Assalamualaikum. Hi guys. Today I want to introduction about the food contamination. Food contamination refers to presence of harmful substances or microorganisms in that food can affect its safety and quality. Contaminants may enter food during production, processing, storage, transportation, or preparation. These contaminants can be biological, such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites. Chemicals such as pesticide, heavy metals, and food additives, or physical such as glass, metal fragments, and plastic particles. Food contaminants possess significant risk to public health, potentially causing foodborne illness and other adverse health effects. Therefore, understanding the source, type, and preparation method of food contamination is essential to ensure food safety and protect consumers.
Okay, for the explanation of the process of food contamination, how does it occur? How does food contamination occur? First, source of contamination such as bacteria, viruses, chemical or foreign objects are present in food or something or the surrounding environment. Second, transfer of contamination. Contaminate are transferred through hands, utensils, surfaces, and raw food. Third, cross-contamination. Bioorganism is spread from one food item to another. And last, growth of microorganisms, bacteria, multiply rapidly when food is stored at an improper temperature. I will give you an example. Such as, first, when you want to cook, you cut the raw food such as chicken or meat at the surface, at the table, at the cutting board. Okay, and then after you finish the cutting, you want to take the vegetable fruit. So the contamination start at that surface board. So that's why it make food contamination. Okay. For the understanding how food contamination occur, help us to identify the cause of unsafe food and reduce the risk of foodborne illness.
After understanding how food contamination occurs, let's look at its effect on human health. The health effect can be divided into short-term and long-term effect. The short-term effect usually appear within a few hours or days after eating contaminated food. Common symptoms include nausea, vomiting, stomach cramp, and fever. These symptoms may lead to dehydration and require medical treatment if they become severe. Long-term exposure to contaminated food, especially food contaminated with harmful chemical or toxin, can damage important organs such as the liver and kidneys. It may also weaken the immune system and increase the risk of chronic disease. Certain groups are more vulnerable to food contamination, including young children, older adults, pregnant women, and people with the weakened immune system. Therefore, extra care should be taken when preparing and handling food for these individuals.
Here are some practical tips to avoid food contamination. First, wash your hands. Wash your hands properly using clean water and soap. Making sure to wash all parts of your hands, the palm and back of your hands, your fingers, between each fingers and your nails. Then, rinse with clean water and dry with a clean towel or tissues. Next, wash your work surface. Clean your work surface or food preparation area after use. This ensures that bacteria do not spread to other foods. Next, wash your dishcloth. Wash and change your dishcloth frequently. Dirty dishcloths can be a breeding ground for bacteria. Next, use separate cutting boards. Use different cutting boards for raw and cooked foods to avoid cross-contamination between raw meat and other food. Next, store raw meat on the bottom shelf of the refrigerator to prevent liquids from raw meat from dripping onto other foods and reduce the risk of spreading bacteria. Next, cook food thoroughly. Make sure food reach a high enough temperature to kill harmful microorganisms, especially meat, chicken, and seafood. Next, use your fridge correctly. Make sure the fridge temperature is around 0 Celsius to 4 Celsius. Store food in closed containers and arrange it well. Finally, cool leftover quickly. Don't leave food at room temperature for too long. Store in the fridge within 2 hours of cooking.
Last but not least, we have a conclusion. Food contamination is a major food safety concern that can negatively affect human health and food quality. Contaminants may be biological, chemical, or physical in nature and can enter food at various stages of the food supply chain. Effective food safety practice, proper handling, hygiene measure, and strict quality control are essential to minimize contamination risk. By increasing awareness and implementing preventive measures, the safety of food products can be improved, helping to protect consumers from foodborne disease and other hazards and staying clean can help slow down spoilage. That's all from me. Thank you.